Hello everyone, and a warm welcome to the Direction Live online webinar series by Esri Malaysia. My name is Nabila Husna, and I am your host for today's session. So, today's presenter is my colleague Caleb Sang, so our solution engineer with the enterprise consulting team of Esri Malaysia. So, without any further ado, I shall pass the presentation to Caleb. So, over to you, Caleb.
Thanks for the introduction, Nabila. Hello, everyone. And today I'm going to give you an introduction to ArcGIS Field Maps. We are going to talk about the challenges it addresses for users in the field and the GIS analysts making sense of the data. We are also going to discuss about the capabilities and review it with a short demonstration of the web application as well as the mobile version. Now, fieldwork is a large part of some high-functioning organizations and involves between just a handful up to a few thousand field workers. And managing that can be ineffective using traditional systems. It may also cause miscommunication and even loss of information. I'll illustrate some of these. On the part of the GIS analyst, maps and data may not be shared quickly and efficiently, causing a backlog. And oftentimes, the field workers are nowhere to be found. And when emergencies occur, the staff's safety becomes a major concern. Furthermore, some organizations have been able to employ a bigger task force to handle the service requirements. But how often is the task force fully optimized to serve the purpose? From the field workers' standpoint, there is a strong need for applications to have offline capabilities so that their jobs are not hindered. And to the field personnel, unorganized assignments can lead to confusion and a reduced confidence in carrying out specific tasks. Ineffective data capture may also be a key challenge, as field experience can triumph decisions made in the office, but details are not captured due to the current system's inability. And finally, there's the issue of juggling multiple applications just to complete the task, with multiple logins and map or content downloads. Now, ArcGIS has had a few apps built for fieldwork, and some of these might be familiar to you. We have Collector for collecting information through forms, Tracker to monitor the field workers' location, verifying their works and safety. We have Explorer to review the data and save markups as layers, Navigator for turn-by-turn navigation, and Workforce for managing personnel and assignments. And in August last year, Esri has unveiled ArcGIS Field Maps to early adopter users. And this next generation all-in-one app for fieldwork will soon encompass all the capabilities previously shared among the applications for the field. The app dynamically provides functionality based on the user type, roles, and licenses assigned to the users. Is that powerful? And these will all be rolled out in phases, of course. Currently, the latest update for phase 1 was released early this month of April, which includes functionalities of forms, location tracking, and map markup and viewing. Now, the release of phase 2 and phase 3 is yet to be determined, and those will include navigation and workforce management capabilities. Now, what is ArcGIS Field Maps really? here's what you need to know. ArcGIS Field Maps is Esri's premier mobile app that uses data-driven maps to help mobile workers collect and edit data, find assets, information, and report their real-time locations. It works in both connected and disconnected environments and provides data updates in real time. So everyone in the organization can work off the same authoritative information. It's a cross-platform ArcGIS application that works through ArcGIS Online or Enterprise. On desktop, as a web application to manage your content and settings, and on the mobile device to collect data and mark up on maps. It's meant to help you streamline your workflows, moving all the capabilities into one application so you can focus on the task at hand. It will help you track field workers' location and use global navigation satellite system, GNSS partners, equipment to pinpoint your location accuracy. You can integrate data collected through it to analyze with other ArcGIS applications, such as the operations dashboard, for instance. And most importantly, over time, ArcGIS Field Maps will unify the capabilities of 5 standalone ArcGIS mobile apps within a single location-aware app. A few of the capabilities taken from ArcGIS Collector includes the map-centric data collection, where points, lines, and polygons can be captured using a mobile device. Or you can find and update assets and locations within areas of interest using online or offline workflows. Now, the accuracy ranges from cellular connections, which will give about between 5 to 10 meters of accuracy, or a GNSS device that is capable of pinpointing locations up to 5 centimeters. ArcGIS Field Maps empowers mobile workers with digital maps and lets them collect, edit, and verify data from a single mobile app. With Field Maps, you can eliminate paper workflows, improve data accuracy, and feed collected data directly into your system of record while providing accurate, up-to-date data to everyone in your organization. Next up, location tracking. And while ArcGIS Tracker was able to detect the locations of the field app users, the option is now open for users to control when they want to be tracked. Now, this function will provide pattern detection and can later be analyzed in more detail in your desktop or web applications to promote efficiency in the workflow. This will help better understand mobile workers' location by improving transparency between mobile workers and their supervisors through location tracking. This lets you see where the mobile staff are, where they have been, so you can optimize productivity, verify completed work, and quickly adapt to changing circumstances. ArcGIS Explorer's functions are also in ArcGIS Field Maps, where maps can be taken off the grid and markups or notes can be made to improve understanding and reduce miscommunication. With the map functions, you will also be able to collaborate among your team members and never have to worry that data is lost from one contributor to another. Now, if the data is updated in the office, these changes will be visible to your mobile workers in Field Maps. And if data is updated by mobile workers, staff in the office will see the changes in real time in connected environments, or as soon as internet connection is restored. In the second phase, turn-by-turn navigation functionality will be introduced into field maps, where you can optimize your delivery routes, navigate even when disconnected from cellular data, and customize the map with your own data, such as creating stops along the central route. In the third and final phase of release, functionalities from ArcGIS Workforce will be incorporated into ArcGIS Field Maps, which will include the ability to create assignments on the web app and arrange it to specific workers. And the workers will also be able to have their own to-do list with different priorities set. And all in all, allowing both ends of the organization to have real-time awareness and communication. Next up, we will be illustrating the demonstration of the Field Maps web application. Hi, and we'll start with the ArcGIS Field Maps on the desktop. This is a web application where all your maps from ArcGIS Online would appear. We have the option of Overview, Content, Offline Settings, General Settings, and Sharing the Maps. Here we will look at how we can manipulate using the form builder, where the attributes will come from the layer itself. We can drag and drop, create groups, and in this case, I will group the damage type and obstruction type in one of the groups. I will also give it conditional visibility. And here's an example in that for road conditions, damaged or obstructed, only will the following options appear. And I can also integrate it with other apps such as ArcGIS Dashboard to make sense of the data that we have. Now on the right-hand side, we can see that the tracks have been recorded based on the locations that I've just been. You can also embed videos and also indicators as seen on the left-hand side. And also change the base map. And that's all from ArcGIS Field Maps on the desktop. And now that the map has been configured, let's see how we can utilize the Field Maps mobile application. Hi, and we'll get started on the ArcGIS Field Maps. This is the mobile version with maps available from ArcGIS Online. And this is an example of an offline map area that I've configured just earlier with all the form information defined from the previous form builder. I can add a point and discard it as I go. There's also the location tracking function, which I can turn off as a field worker. And later on, I can then review the information that I have collected. And this will be based on all the features that are presented here, points, polygons as well. And I can review my tracks based on this My Tracks option. So I can review or verify whether the work has been done correctly. There are other options as well, such as the markup, So in markup, I will be able to draw lines and also mark up points. For example, here I will just mark it up as an area that should be documented together as a major damage. I will also add a point, and they can be labeled, and the markup will be saved as a layer in your ArcGIS Online. Now that's it for the ArcGIS Field Map mobile. Now on to the key benefits. First of all, there's offline mapping. Now the offline settings allow you to configure your content, your map areas, your features, and attachment delivery, and tile package downloads for any workflows. And for high accuracy data collection, you have GNSS partnerships to help ensure your data complies with standards to centimeter accuracy and records your GPS metadata. And most importantly, also to eliminate duplication so that you can reduce your time spent on downloading content and maps in different apps for offline use. Instead, you can just access your maps and capabilities in just one app. And now you can also do map markups and also share them. You can communicate clearly with sketches. You can save in one or more layers, and you can share with your organization or by email or text even. And for the location tracking function, it is a battery saving function and can be turned off by the field worker if needed. Now the location tracking extension is required except for the field worker user type, which I will explain a bit later. And for smart forms, the form builder, as you have seen, helps configure forms by grouping entries, adding conditional visibility statements, and edit input types, drag and drop attributes into the form, and more. It is worth noting that these three apps, Collector, Tracker, and Explorer, will have their support and development deprecated come end of 2021 this year, which signals the move to the all-in-one ArcGIS Field Maps app that combines their capabilities. The migration from the applications are rather simple, as all maps that have been created by you will be accessible through the Field Maps gallery, as will the data be displayed on the new map viewer, which has only just got out of beta last week. So from Collector and from Explorer and from Tracker, you can easily migrate into Field Maps. Now, ArcGIS Field Maps is included with ArcGIS and works with any user type. And the mobile app provides functionality based on the user type, roles, and licenses assigned to the user. For example, if a user has the editor user type, they can view data, but need an additional collector add-on license to capture data with field maps. There's also the optional ArcGIS Tracker add-on license, which is required to enable location tracking. And this license is included with the field worker user type, since those users are more likely to need location tracking capabilities. And Esri has been kind to grant location tracking privileges to the field worker user type on ArcGIS Online and Enterprise. This function was previously unavailable and had to be purchased as an add-on. The field worker user type offers the greatest value to mobile workers because it provides a well-rounded set of apps for mobile workflows with ArcGIS Field Maps, Survey 123, and ArcGIS Capture, as well as location tracking capabilities and no additional cost. But to clarify, as a minimum, a creator user type is still required to administer and configure the ArcGIS Online and create maps for data collection. Now, I hope you're every bit as excited to get started using ArcGIS Field Maps. So here are the links and some resources for you to refer to. You can Google it, or you can wait for the slides to come to you with YouTube videos of tutorials, learning packages, Esri blog posts, community, help, and also a migration guide in case you need it. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to answer your questions.
Okay, thank you, Caleb. So that was an interesting presentation on the ArcGIS Field Maps, actually. So we have had a couple questions come through. So if you have been listening intently to Caleb and you haven't had a chance to type out your question, so there's still a time. So you can do that in the question pane. Okay. We have one question here asking from Mr. Arif Arshad. How about Survey 123? So will it be replaced as well? Over to you, Caleb.
For Survey 123, good question. So the forms created with ArcGIS Field Maps and ArcGIS Survey 123 are built on different specs. Both apps will continue to coexist. Some organizations can continue using Survey 123 for complex form-based data collection and such workflows. And Field Maps can launch Survey 123 forms to accommodate mobile workflows that rely on both apps because Field Maps support app linking.
Okay, thank you, Caleb. So I hope that answers your question, Mr. Arif. Miss Praha asking, what is the GNSS vendor supported? Over to you, Caleb.
Right. So this is an important question, yes. The ArcGIS Field Maps will be supporting high accuracy GPS devices from the industry leaders actually, such as Trimble, Leica, you have BetElf, EOS, Dual, Garmin, and so much more. So I hope that answers your question.
Okay, thank you, Caleb. So the next question coming from Mr. Boone, asking how real-time is the data update to the database? So is it immediate? I repeat my question, how real-time is the data update to the database? So is it immediate?
Thank you for the question. So this will depend largely on the speed and stability of the internet connection on both the field workers and also in the office. ArcGIS Field Maps is part of a larger ArcGIS ecosystem, so it's not a standalone point solution. So as long as the device has connection, the data captured by the app flows into ArcGIS, which is the system of record. And if there's no internet connection, the data will be uploaded from the cache of the mobile device as soon as it's available. So under best conditions, you can visualize it in near real time back in office. Or you can even trigger real-time analytical processing, which will result in notifications, warnings, dashboard, so forth. And all these can be done while the mobile worker is out doing the work. So thank you for the question, and back to you, Nabila.
All right, thank you, Caleb. So let me see if there's any question that coming through. Okay, the next question coming from Muhammad Hafiz asking, can location tracking be viewed in ArcGIS dashboard and shared publicly? So over to you, Caleb.
Thanks for the question. So yes, location tracking can be shown on the dashboard, as we have seen just now. So there can be two types. One is just point by point. So it will collect a whole trail of points that you can even aggregate it into a line. The other type is last known locations, which is really just the last known location, the point before the tracking stops or if it's turned off. And to the second part of your question, whether it's able to be shared publicly, first of all, you can only see these tracks as a field worker or as the creator back in the office using those apps. If you want to enable it to be shared publicly, it won't be possible, unfortunately. Hope that answers your question.
All right, thank you, Caleb. So I hope that's answer your question, Mr. Hafiz. And so the next question, and I think this is the last one, coming from Noraini Zulkifli, asking, do you have a trial module? Over to you, Caleb.
Good question. Trial modules, ArcGIS Field Maps is actually accessible to all ArcGIS Online and also ArcGIS Enterprise users. User types such as so from your viewer to your editor, creator, and so forth. So there's no trial as it stands. If you would like to try it though, I encourage you to join ArcGIS Online as a basic user, and you can start using it from there and see how it goes. The resources are available. I'll go back to it so you can have a look. And you can see a lot of YouTube videos, learning packages, blog posts, community, and also help, and to help you get started. Hope this answers your question.
Okay, thank you so much, Caleb. So I think that's all the time that we have today. So if we have not answered your question, we will surely reach out to you with the response, okay? So we really love your feedback. So take the time to fill out the brief survey that you will see pop up at the end of the session. Further feedback or question can be sent directly to events@esrimalaysia.com.my. And finally, if you would like to rewatch this webinar or share with your colleagues, the recording will be shortly available on Esri Malaysia event page. Okay. So thank you, Caleb, and thanks everyone for joining us. And we will see you for the next Direction Live online webinar series. Okay, bye-bye.